Hi and welcome back to Cheeky Crypto. My name is Nick and today guys we're going to be jumping down into the world of Bitcoin with what's been going on most recently and what I think is likely to happen next. Now as I get into this video, if you find it useful and informative, smash that like button. I really do appreciate that. If you're new to the channel, then why not go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell, select all the notifications, and in doing so you will be kept up to date with everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. And if you haven't yet joined us in Discord, why not check it out, linked in the description down below. It's a fantastic community talking crypto 24/7. It's completely free and I don't think you'll be disappointed by what you find down there, so why not go ahead and check it out. So let's get right down into this video though. So we're going to be taking a look at the hourly chart for Bitcoin, the micro movements, the things that I think are likely to play out reasonably quickly, but not a part of the macro picture. Okay, the macro picture is completely separate to this. This is all going to be about kind of those fine-tuning moments and seeing what's going on most recently. This allows you to kind of understand the trading opportunities that might be in the space. But at this point in time, it's probably worth noting that I'm not a financial advisor and I cannot give you financial advice. All I can do is give you my thoughts and opinions on what I am seeing here inside the data of the charts. So let's go ahead and start off with Elliott wave theory. So we saw a little bit of a push to the upside yesterday, and it was quite an interesting one. We could see that we were looking for a push to the upside, and we're also looking for a move to the downside at the same time. We didn't look like we had finished this move to the downside here, which was 26,594 to 26,923. Now we do see a very significant surge up here. And it looks like we have a 5-wave structure, and we're doing the very common thing that I talk about a lot, guys, so we know what's going to happen next. Just quickly by taking a look here, we have the higher high, higher low situation, not a bull flag, despite many people wanting it to be such a thing. So this will have a breakdown in my opinion. Now, from here, it's going to be worth noting that what we've got going on is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, and this is a problem. It's a problem because it doesn't make sense of where it fits. Okay, yes, we were tracking a 4th wave movement. Okay, and we're waiting for that, but we were also looking for this move down here, right? And we got very, very close to it. Okay, but it didn't hit its target. Now, it's possible that it truncated and just fell short of that target. However, looking at the structures, I don't think that's the case either. I think what's actually gone on here is that my wave 3 is in the wrong position, and wave 3 should have been here, with a little tiny wave 4 right there. And then we have wave 5 actually finishing over here. Okay, and it's an extension into that 5th. That will then allow us to look at this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 coming here. And this as a flat correction. So let me show you the flat correction variable, which would be looking like this. Okay, and this would be an irregular flat correction, and it would peak basically wave A comes up, wave B goes down lower than the origin of wave A, and then wave C goes up higher than the high of wave A. Okay, and that will allow us to then look at this thing as a wave 4 right in that position, meaning that we can look at this move to the downside over here. Now, it's possible that that is wrong, and it's possible that we did truncate, and it's possible that this wave 4 has to go up higher. I just think it would be very unusual to do so. It would basically create an invalidation if we were to cross up higher than this low over here. If I can get it snapped on there. There we go, at 29,966. So I'm not expecting that to be the case. But if it is, it is. And again, we could also maybe look at a truncated option somewhere else. But nonetheless, this is where I think we are at the moment. Now, what does that mean? That means that we should be thinking about a move to the downside. That would align up nicely with our stochastic RSIs that are over here that have all now magically gone up to the overbought area very, very quickly. So we can see that we're overbought on the 1 hour, 4 hour, 8 hour, oversold on the daily, that's okay, and overbought on the weekly, depending on how you have your stochastic RSI set up. If you take a look at this one over here, it's on the close position and it's not overbought anymore, so it's just peaking down. So where does that 5th wave target look like it's going to go? So if we are doing this structure and this structure is correct, then my expectations will be that we'll move down towards this range right here. Okay, it's 25,967 to 26,566, and that there would be our 5th wave movement. Once complete, I think we're free then to move up to about the $29,000-$30,000 level, which we can see from the smart money concept side of things. Okay, so up here you can see the smart money concepts chart, but you can also see this yellow box area. This yellow box area is a fair value gap area that was left behind. This is 29,327 to 29,980, and that I think is where we essentially will see a retracement, whether that's going to be an A wave down here and a B wave up there, followed by a C wave down, or alternatively the more kind of bearish situation, which is a wave 1 down here, a wave 2 up there, and then a big wave 3 taking us down lower, and 4 and 5 and so forth. Okay, so looking at that, you can kind of see how we're structuring out, and what's likely to happen next is a move to the downside briefly, then a push to the upside where it'll be kind of euphoria again for a lot of bulls, only to get trapped out and then pull back down. That's kind of how I'm seeing this one unfolding. Now, is it possible that something else is going on here? Yep, sure is, but I think that's the most probable move at the moment. And we'll talk about other structures if they start to emerge, or if this one starts to shift and change from what it's currently looking at. This is the most probable one in my opinion. Now, if I come down over this side back into the smart money concepts, we can see that we had these institutional candles drag that price to the upside. Pretty typical of a wave 3 situation. And again, we can see that these are things that we're going to be looking for filling out. Okay, we don't like to leave fair value gaps behind, and we've left a lot behind on the chart. So this just looks like a way of kind of short squeezing, I guess, grabbing as much of the liquidity as possible from people who are shorting the market after pushing the price down. And I think, yeah, we're going to see then all those long positions that are starting to form in here get crushed out by the move to the downside. So looking at it, we have a low down here at about 27,400, all the way through to the high of 28,194. So yeah, it's looking pretty interesting. We still have a weak low. That's going to get indication for us. We're up at that high of equilibrium. It's possible that we probably tap into that a little bit before we do move down. So don't be too surprised if you see some volatility around there. We're not really seeing internal buy order blocks, but we're seeing a lot of internal sell order blocks, which will be quite interesting. And I guess it is possible that we're in a bigger wave B or wave 2 positioning, and this bigger move here just needs to be remapped. That's also a possibility. So we'd probably be looking for a zigzag if that's the case. And what I would mean by that would be that we'd end up with this being a big A wave down into a B wave and then coming up into that range there. So that's one other possibility that could be unfolding. But looking at it for the most part, we are looking for this retracement regardless. We're in an overbought position, so we're looking for calling off. We're looking for profits to be taken. We're in higher highs, higher lows. They have a tendency to the break to the downside. So I'm not looking at anything overly positive here, bullish-wise, right at this particular moment. Now, we do see that we had that change of character from bullish to bearish, and we had our confirmation with our break of structure over here. This happened 2 days ago. And this retracement to the upside is not uncommon when you break these structures. You can kind of see them time and time again. For example, we had a break of structure over here and we retraced up here. We had this break of structure and we still managed to retrace up here. Okay, and then we go down again. And you can see that there are some change of characters like this one, push up, this one, push up, and so forth. So it's not unusual to do that. And of course, you know, you see the opposite of what we're looking at right now, where at the moment we're in higher highs, higher lows. Yeah. And when we're seeing some of these structures emerging, what we're actually looking at is the opposite way around, which is lower lows and lower highs. And again, they have a tendency to break to the upside, the opposite way around of what you would logically think. If you think you're going down into lower lows and you're continuously hitting these lower lows like this, at some point they break upwards, right? So you can't just keep going in those directions. Now that's obviously a big one right inside there. So there is a bigger move if I draw that on here, right? Breaking us up towards this area of $30,000. But I don't think that's going to happen until we complete our structure. So right now we have these little micro movements like this, which I'm looking for a break to the downside from. Okay, but we can still push up and tap into that equilibrium if we needed to. Ultimately, we're just above the 50 and 200 EMAs on these ones, on this particular hour chart. So not too concerned about the movements here. And again, we've been bouncing around for a little while, but we did break above that 50 EMA, and that really did get pushed up above there quite a bit. So we'll have to see how that kind of plays out. But on our hourly chart here, the big takeaways are that we've got confirmation of our bearish structure. We can tap up into these higher areas, but we are likely to break on down. At the moment, we have a very strong high, and this high is surrounded by all these sell internal order blocks. So it's not likely like we're going to break up higher than the swing highs that we've had recently at $31,000, at least not at this particular moment in time. So ultimately, yeah, I think Bitcoin's in a reasonably bearish situation. We can kind of see that here. There's a little bit of relief rallies in places, which is kind of what's been going on. But for the most part, yeah, I do still expect us to come down a little bit lower before we actually have that move to the upside. From a weekly standpoint, we can still see that our supply zone is right up there at the 28 to 31,000, and we got rejected. This is just a little bit of a relief on that one there. So yeah, I'm going to leave this video right there, guys. If you found it useful and informative, smash that like button. I really do appreciate that. If you're new to the channel, then why not go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell, select all the notifications, and in doing so, you will be able to be kept up to date with everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. If you haven't yet joined us in Discord, check it out, linked in the description below. Until the next one, have a fantastic day.
We are not financial advisors, and none of what we have communicated verbally or in writing here should be considered as financial advice. It is not. Do your own research before investing in any digital asset or affiliate offers, and understand that investing in any crypto is risky. If you do, you need to be prepared to lose your entire investment. This video is for information and entertainment purposes only. All our videos are strictly personal opinions. Please make sure you do your own research and never take our opinions for financial guidance. There are multiple strategies, and not all strategies fit all people. Our videos are not financial advice.